Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to our Asia Pacific Women in Leadership second cohort graduation. We're so excited that you are all able to join us today. We've got lots of people from the second cohort. We've got some new people from the third cohort. We have some institutional reps, some supporters. So we're so excited that you're able to join us today. Thank you so much. We'll get started in about 1 minute. We'll give people just another minute to come in. I know it's morning for some of you, so getting the coffee and everything. I encourage you as people are joining to introduce yourselves in chat so that we know who's in the room and other people can see who's in the room. So maybe share your name, your institution, and if you're a mentor or mentee, which cohort you're in. That way everyone can see who is, who's here. Hi, welcome. I see great, awesome. Great to see Chris introducing in chat. Awesome. Oh, we've got some more people. Excellent. Thank you. All right. Well, please continue to introduce yourselves in chat as we go through the introduction so that everyone can see who's here. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So welcome to this second cohort graduation of APWiL. It's very exciting that we're here after an excellent year with lots of learning, lots of connections. So this is our program for today. So we're going to go over an introduction and cohort overview. Then we're going to have celebratory remarks from our co-chairs. And then our featured speakers are actually 4 second cohort participants. We've got 2 mentoring pairs who volunteered to speak about their experiences, which is really great, so that we can kind of get a snapshot of what it was like to be a part of this program and the impact of this program. Then we have a video honoring all of our participants. We'll have some recognition, and then we'll have some closing remarks. So that's our agenda for the day. But I am going to actually stop sharing now because we'd like to take a group video of everyone. Not video, photo, a group photo of everyone. So if you haven't already turned on your cameras, if you're comfortable turning on your cameras, please turn on your cameras for the next couple of minutes. Chelsea is going to take some photos. So sit up tall, smile, and hold still for like 30 to 60 seconds. And Chelsea will tell us when she's done. Okay?
All right, thank you so much, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Chelsea. There's a lot of you, which is so great, but it means it takes a couple extra minutes to take that photo, right? All right. So, yes, please continue to share introduce yourselves in chat. And we're also going to do a couple questions. Now, these questions are a little bit more directed towards the second cohort participants. So I know that there are some of you that are not part of the second cohort, but it's going to give us a little bit of a snapshot of the experience of the second cohort. So the first question is actually going to be a poll question. And I'm going to launch it in just a moment. And the second question will be something that you share in chat. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and launch the poll question. So please, if you are a member of the second cohort, answer this question so that we can get a sense of the areas of accomplishment. And this is a single answer question. So you pick your top one, right? Also, let me know if you can't see the question. All right, I see people answering, so that means that you can see the question, which is great. And since we've got a pretty big group, I'm going to leave it open for just a moment or two, because I want everyone to be able to answer. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share the results. It's really interesting. So this is, the areas of accomplishment. Can everyone see the results on the screen? Yes, great. All right. So in which of the following areas do you feel you have accomplished the most during your time in the APWiL mentoring program? Now, these are areas that we actually included in the matching survey at the beginning. So that's why we wanted to see, you sort of selected what your priorities were and things like that. What your expertise was, if you were mentors, where do you feel that you accomplished the most? And it looks like the most was actually in self-confidence and leadership style, which is great since we are the Asia Pacific Women in Leadership Program, but also promoting gender equity and career pathways for aspiring leaders. Great. You also have a few for creating a personal career growth plan, improving managerial skills, leveraging influence, strategies for work-life balance, and also building a professional network. And we hope that, you were able to build that professional network. And I will say, as someone who's been administering this program all year, I see this reflected a lot in the mid-year assessments that we've seen and the end-of-year assessments that some of you have sent in. So thank you all for sharing. This was really interesting to see, where you feel like you accomplished the most. And I'm glad that it sort of aligns with our mission, right? And then the other question that I would like to pose, and Adriana is going to put this question in chat as well. And so I would like you to respond in chat. And so feel free to type out a little bit in chat. So what is one connection you've made as a result of the program? So for example, a grant you've applied for, a collaborative program that you're planning with someone in the program, any connection that you've made in the program. And thanks for putting that in, Adriana, and we can put it, So go ahead and type into chat. A connection with other leaders in my field. Great, Diana. Anyone else? Any other connections that you've made with your mentor? Great. It's great that you've made some really deep connections with your mentors and with your mentees. We hope that those continue over the course of the program. Connection with a mentor, great for personal connection with your mentor, similar interests, backgrounds, goals. That's great. A speaker at an overseas university. That's great. Seeing lots of connections with mentors, mentees. That's excellent. Gosh, now things are coming in quick. A community of practice. Great for the BIPOC community professionals, communications professionals at your university. Yes, Emmy, I remember that in your assessment as well. Connection with my mentee and the board member of my university. That's great. Thanks for being in chat, Adriana. No, submitting an Australia Korea grant. That's great. Hello, VC Toll. Thanks so much for joining us. Awesome. Learning to grow alongside my mentee. We hear that from a lot of mentors, I think, that this is also an opportunity for growth for mentors, not just for mentees. Successfully obtained a new place to work. So that's awesome. And the mentor suggested it. Excellent, Elena. Thanks for sharing. I was also able to get a research grant. That's excellent. Organize a community of practice in my area. Lots of connections with mentors and mentees, a seminar together. Well, there's just so much here. implement a major change to the major I run with help from my mentor. Well, I just feel like there's so much here, and I'm really glad that you all are getting to see some of these connections, because we've seen them in reviewing the mid-year assessment and the end-of-year assessments that have come in. But we really wanted those things to come out for everyone in the program to see, what the impact of this program has been for other participants as well. So thank you all for sharing. I really appreciate that. So now we are going to move on. We're going to hear celebratory remarks from our APWiL co-chairs. So first, I would like to introduce Dr. Sabrina Lin. She is a senior advisor to the president of the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. She joined HKUST after 30 years in the IT sector in Silicon Valley and Asia Pacific countries. And at HKUST, she's responsible for select cross-university strategic projects and initiatives, including campus development, donor stewardship, industry collaboration, professional and executive education, and IT strategy. So I will hand it over to Sabrina.
Well, thanks very much, Kimberly, and welcome everyone, and congratulations to all the mentors and mentees in the second cohort. And I'm really pleased to see that we have members of the third cohort in the audience as well. So it's been a great pleasure to be part of this, actually the first and the second cohort journeys, and hear about the accomplishments. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from the speakers today, because their experiences would be the most valuable, I think, to everyone in the audience. I just wanted to summarize a little bit. We had 87 mentors and mentees with 26 participating institutions this time around. This is our second year, and it's actually almost three times the number of mentors and mentees in the pilot program. So you've all connected in your partner one-on-one mentoring meetings, and structured your goals and had check-in points and so forth, and based on what the connection comments were in the chat, clearly you found very close bonds with your mentors and mentees. We've also had 4 virtual seminars and workshops, hearing from a diverse set of topics, including women's representation in higher education, leadership and influence, and imposter syndrome. We also had a number of networking opportunities, both after the virtual seminars and workshops, as well as 2 standalone networking sessions. So, it's been a great year with group activities as well as individual one-on-one activities. And I actually saw an assessment of one virtual pair who actually were able to meet in Europe together. So, face-to-face. So hopefully as things open up, we'll have more of those kinds of opportunities. Obviously, the program is really an opportunity for learning and growth. It's great to see that you feel that you have developed personal confidence in your leadership, developed skills, and you have also promoted gender equity and diversity, and that's clearly something that would be great that you could continue to work on and collaborate on. And I really hope that this is something that we could all use to spread the word and improve overall equity and supporting everyone across the APRU network, but also with all the collaborators we work with within our universities, as well as across other collaborators we have either in the APRU network as well as outside of the network. And this is something that I'd like you to continue to think about to see how you can give back this opportunity that you have to really help us scale the impact of this program beyond your particular personal experience. So congratulations again, and I'll turn it back over to Kimberly.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sabrina. Thank you for highlighting all of the ways that people have made connections and the impact of this program that we just saw in the the poll and that call to move forward, right? Next, we'll hear from our other co-chair, Professor Joanna Rogolska, Vice Provost and Dean of Global Affairs and Professor of Gender, Sexuality, and Women's Studies at the University of California, Davis. She is highly regarded in the international community with more than 30 years of transformative experience in higher education and global education. In 2021, she was named an inaugural member of the National Academy for International Education. A respected scholar, her research concentrates on women's political activism, grassroots mobilization, decentralization, democracy, and democratization with a focus on Europe and the Caucasus. So I'll hand it over to Joanna.
Thank you so much, Kimberly, and thank you, Sabrina, for being the partner in crime as we are building this house of very solid cards. It's a house built of bricks by now, and I truly appreciate working with you. But most of all, I really would love to congratulate again all the mentors and mentees of the second cohort of the APWiL mentoring program. I want to say thank you to mentors, starting for the support, for the advice, for the participating, commitment, encouragement, times, expertise, emotional engagement, for all these things that you offer to mentees. And I know that the mentors, we've heard several times from mentors that they were also benefiting from the program. So this is always collective, as always with women, it's always a collective project. We're sharing the good, we're sharing the bad, but I think in this case, we have shared a lot of good, as was just pointed out on the chat. The mentors' investment and ownership of this program is actually critical to what we want to achieve, because women mentors are really the mentors to the next generation, and working together, we are addressing those gender inequalities that exist in academia everywhere. So again, I want to thank mentors for really being willing to take the time and energy to be part of this fabulous program. Of course, it's a fabulous program because it's run by women with women, and we have some men mentors, and we have them in the previous cohort, and we will have in the next cohort. So I also wanted to thank them for their contribution and for engagement. And to mentees, it's wonderful to see how many of you have really decided to invest in yourself and to take the time to think about what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve, how you want to engage, and also feel that you can open up yourself to learning and growth, but open up yourself also to others. So for mentees, this is very powerful moment to make yourself vulnerable and open to others and being willing to share with others. This is how we grow. If we don't move out of the safety zone and challenge ourselves, it's going to be harder for us in the future to achieve our professional goals, our personal goals. So thank you for making that commitment, time commitment. Thank you for making the emotional commitment. Thank you for investing in yourself and spending time, because this is crucial to do. We are certainly looking forward to working with you further, to seeing how you are continue to build upon what you've accomplished this year. Just looking at the chat, I was so happy to see so many different ways in which actually you've developed those relationships with your mentors. But that means also that in many ways you became a mentor too. And I really want to thank you for that, because that is a big step forward, how we build the bridges as a large community around the Asia Pacific Rim. I would like actually to take a little bit more time and highlight some of the accomplishments that mentoring peers have done, and which were really truly inspiring. So adding to already what had been in the chat, one university started their own version of the program internally for their faculty. And the president of that university was extremely proud in the summer when the presidents have met. He was walking around and saying, we adopted the mentoring program into our context. And we are developing this program because this was an inspiration how mentors and mentees have worked. Another participant launched a similar program for undergraduate STEM students at her university. Another peer built connection between women in engineering organization on both of their campuses and planning actually to hold some joint event. In another case, the APWiL resources has been used by the mentor to really begin mentoring herself within a professional organization. And she already received a lot of positive feedback on her efforts. As we saw in the chat, people have been asked to speak at the conferences and engaging in the workshops that they could contribute and give back and to pass it on to the others. Serving on it as a chair of the committee within the professional society. Receiving an award from World Health Federation Emerging Leaders Program. Developing future plans for each other, how to visit with each other, how to connect with each other, how to visit an international research team meeting, and so forth. And many of you have also done a lot of grant writing applications and joint programs, which will really translate your sort of leadership empowerment into what your scholarly and professional pursuit are. Both mentors and mentees shared many kind words about what it really meant. Mentees told them how they build the confidence, how they consider paths forward in their careers, seeking help when needed and saying no at the right time. And saying no, it's really a very important step in our careers. But also mentors shared about their awards, paying it forward, how much they have learned, as I mentioned before. Behind all of these connections, learning and grow of our mentoring program is, of course, a lot of work behind the scene. And as I mentioned, our partner in crime, Sabrina Lin, has been with us from very beginning. She has been the co-chair of the APRU program and the co-leader, as you know, from the beginning of this program. And I want to really take time to acknowledge her contribution. Sabrina will be stepping down from her role at the end of the month. And I think you recognize how much the effort and energy, and you've been on the various workshops and webinars with Sabrina. Her commitment from the beginning to this program has been tremendously. She helped us to build the program. She helped us to assess the program. She helped us also to do the matching and figuring out the system, how we can match people, mentors and mentees in a best possible way, because that matching is actually a critical step to having programs successful. If mentors and mentees are not happy, well, our very strong house of bricks will nevertheless collapse, because the pairs would not feel that they are accomplished much, and that this is not something that they should be engaging in. So Sabrina, I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of Kimberly and Chelsea and Jackie and Anya, for all these things that you have done over these 2 years. You will be receiving a token of appreciation. We hope very soon. It's on its way. So we just wanted to express our gratitude for all the effort, energy, and everything else what you spent with us. And we want you to remember that this has been a pioneering effort for the APRU, and we're extremely grateful. So thank you so much again for everything what you've done for us. So I hope you will join, others can join us in thanking you. I also want to take a moment now, an opportunity to introduce our new co-chair of APWiL, and that is Professor Yvonne Lim. She is a professor at the Department of Parasitology, Faculty of Medicine, University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, and also a council member of the Academy of Sciences of Malaysia. She has been the former director of International Relations Office at the University of Malaya, but starting November 1, she will be the Associate Vice Chancellor for Global Engagement at the University of Malaya. She recently completed actually her Fulbright Scholar Program at the Laboratory of Parasitic Diseases at the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease at the National Institute of Health. And on personal now, I met Yvonne quite a few years through APRU. I visited Yvonne in the University of Malaya, and Yvonne has been a mentor. And so Yvonne has been really a truly also contributor to how we were building this program. So I'm very grateful that Yvonne has agreed to be with us. So please welcome Yvonne Lim as our new co-chair.
Thank you so much, Joanna. Thank you for your kind words. I'm very, very honored to be here today and excited to celebrate this special event with all of you. As Joanna said, I'm part of the first cohort. I must tell you that, the first time I met Joanna, I was so attracted to her bubbly personality. And watching Joanna and Sabrina work together, they're just great as a team, the dynamics between them. And hence why I registered myself for the first cohort, not knowing what will actually happen. And I'm so glad I did it. I benefited so much from this program. It was a fantastic experience with Jessica Perrier from UC Davis, whom I was partnered with. We did so many things, like Joanna said, we have each of us, we have a partner in crime. And it was a great journey with Jessica till today. So I'm glad to see that this program has grown exponentially with the second cohort and the third cohort. It just grows and grows bigger and bigger. So what I want to just share with you is that I think women are valuable resources, an asset to the nations and communities. There's so many educated and highly skilled, capable women. And mentoring in some ways is necessary to ensure that, we are well equipped, well prepared to assume leadership positions in our respective institutions. We must make sure that we fully make use of these valuable resources and assets. And APWiL, to me, it provides a very unique platform for us to grow together amongst a large fraternity of sisterhood. We are in this together. So thank you for being a part of this global endeavor. It is indeed a great privilege to be part of the core team, together with Joanna, Sabrina, Chelsea, Kimberly, Jackie, Adriana, and Anya. There's just a wonderful team behind doing all this and a lot of preparation. It's amazing to work with them behind the scene. And they just make things so seamless and so smooth. So thank you so much to the core team. And it's a great honor to be a part of it and to be also a part and amongst amazing women from around the world. I enjoyed reading your testimonies, and your testimonies were just so inspiring and encouraging. So thank you so much once again, and congratulations to all.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Sabrina, again. Thank you to the wonderful team Chelsea, Kimberly, Jackie, now Adriana, Anya. Without the team, sync would not work. And I can guarantee you this, because this is really the team effort and teamwork. So also please join me in thanking them, because they are really the engine behind what we do and how we do. We all very dedicated, we all very visionary, and we hope that the mentoring program will continue with the great success into the next cohort. And now I'm going to turn back to Kimberly.
Awesome. Well, thank you to all of our co-chairs for all of your inspiring words and celebratory words. It's just great to hear all of them. Great to hear the highlights of all of the accomplishments of this cohort. And so now we're going to move into the next segment of our program. We are going to hear from two different mentoring pairs, which we're so excited to hear from. So our first pair will be with mentor Dr. Cadiz and mentee Dr. Huang. So Dr. Cadiz is a full professor at the Plant Biology Division, Institute of Biological Sciences. She also holds the title of UP Scientist. She is the current Quality Assurance Officer of UPLB and the Director of UPLB Quality Insurance Office. On a more personal note, Dr. Cadiz has 3 children, the youngest of whom was born in 1984, and all of them are working adults. She enjoys well-brewed coffee and is also passionate about creating her own natural and plant-based personal care products. As a self-professed environmentalist, she is anti-single-use plastics. So I will go ahead and stop sharing and hand it over to Dr. Cadiz. You're muted. Oh, you're muted, Dr. Cadiz. There we go. Still muted.
How about this?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Kimberly. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies. And I would like to greet especially our APWiL organizers, guests, and to the graduating batch of the APWiL mentoring program. And welcome to the 3rd cohort who are present here. First, let me briefly share what I thought mentoring would be like in this APWiL program, being my first time participating here. Initially, I thought that I would be paired with somebody younger, but of course not necessarily, and somehow with same line of expertise. True enough, my mentee, Dr. Yung-Fen Wan, from the National Taiwan University, is 20 years my junior, and we are both plant scientists. Me being a botanist, Dr. Yung-Fen is an agronomist, plant breeder, a geneticist. Okay, so I also thought that I would be mentoring Yung-Fen to develop specific academic skills of knowledge in line with my expertise as a plant physiologist. So I got nervous because I thought I would be preparing modules. In fact, I already prepared an outline about plant physiology and what to teach Yung-Fen. Okay, so as the time progresses, I realized that the highlight of the APWiL mentoring program for me is not about building connections in which a person with more knowledge or experience helps a person with less knowledge or experience. As I perceive it, this program emphasizes women's empowerment, which seeks to boost aspirations rather than cultivate particular academic talents. It also strives to foster partnerships, leadership, and relationships, as well as resilience and character. So one important lesson I acquired from this APWiL mentoring program is that despite the fact that I am the mentor, the program encouraged me to listen, trust, and be open-minded. This is actually a two-way learning process where I am able to better understand some of the challenges my mentee, Yungfen, faces on a daily basis as an educator and a woman scientist in academia. At the same time, the program helped me to reflect about my own inadequacies, thus putting me or placing me grounded. Okay, so as a mentor, alumna of this APRU program, I may be able to help others by providing the do's and not the don'ts. You see, this mentoring program is not at all easy and simple. Of course, we invested time, we invested talent, but there's more beyond this. Remember that everyone has different experiences and backgrounds. Thus, it is crucial to be culturally sensitive. Additionally, mutual respect and trust must be built. Never forget that there's neither right nor wrong in this type of program. So listen, 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 and keep communications open. I am happy and grateful to have Yungfen as my mentee, for she had been very open, receptive, and dedicated to this program. We also share some values and beliefs. I thank APWiL for this wonderful experience, and I hope that this is not the last or the end of our mentor-mentee partnership, but may this serve as a springboard to forge new relationships and collaborations. And perhaps in the future, APWiL will be able to have a program or platform wherein the mentor and mentee could meet personally. So congratulations to all of us on making it this far. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cadiz. It was so great to hear your perspectives about the program, the ideas that you came in with and how those sort of shifted over time. I think that that's a very common theme when it comes to mentor and mentee experiences, particularly mentor, and that two-way learning as well. So thank you so much for sharing. And next we'll hear from you. Yes.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We did not talk. I did not talk with Yungfen, or Yungfen talked to me about wearing red today.
It just happened. You're just on the same wavelength. It's that mentor-mentee relationship. I love it. And also I feel like red is a good power color, you know, like I think it's a good, whenever I want to feel like I have a red necklace on, when I want to feel like in my power and ready. So I love it. And I think also too, I appreciate what you mentioned too about like there not being like right or wrong, which I think goes to like cultural differences, right? And like appreciating different cultures, and that there's not always a right or wrong answer, but it's helping everyone get to the answer that's best for them, and that we're appreciative of those differences, right? So thank you so much. Now I'm going to introduce your mentee, Dr. Huang. She is an associate professor at the Department of Agronomy, National Taiwan University. She did her undergraduate training in life sciences and biomedical research in Taiwan. She was fortunate to discover the beauty of plant breeding and genetics during her graduate studies in France, and has continued her road ever since in crop genetics and plant breeding. Dr. Wang works on oat and loves all the oat products. She enjoys very much walking with young people for a period of their life journeys through teaching and various interactions with them. So I will turn it over to you.
Can you hear me? Should be. So thank you, Kimberly, for your introduction, and hello, everyone. I'm really happy to share with you my experience at this second cohort of APWiL mentoring program. As Nina just said, we didn't plan to wear red, but I discovered that also with surprise. So for me, my attendance to the mentoring program was unexpected. And what I have received from it is even more unexpected. with no doubt, the success of a mentoring pair is very much related to the interaction between the mentor and the mentee. I ignore how the pairing was done, but what I can say is that it was really well done for our pair. At least in my case, yes. I'm very grateful to have Nina as mentor. Nina is a plant physiologist, as you know, while I'm a plant geneticist and breeder. So both of us work on plants. But as we move forward in our meetings, we discover that our common point is not only working on plants, but we share deep convictions as well as work and life philosophy. So this mentoring program gave me a chance to have a mentor with whom I can discuss various topics regarding the life of a woman scientist in the academy and even beyond. What I learned from the whole process of this mentoring program, including my fortress registration, is that we need to be open to what life wants to teach us. And the meetings with Nina made me realize that life is a whole and one, not in pieces that we tend to think of because of our general environment. All are interconnected. And my personal experience of the past year helped me to confirm that the fact that we need time to grow and to know the world, to know the one in front of me, and also to know myself, so I can better serve. So I can better serve and to live a happy life. Well, we cannot say that a faculty member spends her time lying down on a deck chair enjoying life. Of course, we need to enjoy life, but our workload is not light. Well, I think like everyone, we have a lot of things to do, and all these things require our full attention. I don't have any administration duty, but I did struggle, and I continue to a little bit struggle, being a teacher, a researcher, a mentor, a team leader, and other roles in the life. But also during this past year, with the accompaniment of this mentoring program, I can say in truth that I'm happier and happier. And I have received much from my mentor, and the solicitude of this APWiL towards its participants amazed me. And my experience encouraged me to spread the goodness that I have received and to be attentive to listening to all the signs and needs in life in order to respond to them. In the end, I want to thank again my mentor, Dr. Nina Cadiz, from whom I have learned much and from whom I hope to continue to learn. And that I would also like to thank all the staff of the mentoring program, especially Kimberly, with whom I was more in contact, for all your dedication and efficient help. And thank you, everyone. I think each one of us should have received many blessings to be part of this second cohort of this APWiL program. And I wish a great experience to the third cohort. I'm sure that with this caring from the program staff, we can really have a very good experience. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, round of applause. I think I forgot to do that after Dr. Cadiz, so let's do that for both of them. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. And I think one of the things that I really appreciated about what you said was, moving forward and spreading the goodness, right? And taking what you've gained and what you've learned and moving that forward, which I think is really, one of the goals of this program as well, right? It's to continue building. It's continuing to build that structure and that world that we have, where we have more women leaders and more support for gender equity across the world, across the Asia Pacific anyway, in our program, right? And also I do want to take a moment as well, because I saw that we have another guest with us, and one of the things that you both were speaking about was culture and inclusion and working across those cultural differences, being open-minded. Both of you talked about that. And we have Vice Chancellor Renetta Toll with us from UC Davis, who is someone that we partner with for the program on our campus. And I just want to recognize her as she's a guest in attendance, a big supporter of the APWiL mentoring program. Previous speaker in the pilot program event. And yes, just want to take a moment to say thank you for joining us. All right, so we're going to move on to our second mentoring pair now. And I'm just going to, I want to have this up here. So our next pair is mentor Dr. Tanikawa and mentee Dr. Juan Hassan. All right, so Dr. Tanikawa is an associate professor at the Department of Orthodontics, Graduate School of Dentistry, Osaka University, Japan. She received her PhD degree from Osaka University in 2005. After working as a postdoctoral fellow at the University of North Carolina and the University of Maryland, she returned to Osaka University to engage in clinical research and teaching. She is also involved in the management of the clinics as the outpatient head of the department. Her research interest includes 3D facial morphology and expressions, sleep problems, and AI in dentistry. So I will go ahead and stop share and turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. So I will share my screen. Okay. Okay. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. I would like to thank to APWiL, Asian Pacific Women Leadership, to organize this wonderful event. I am Chihiro Tanikawa, orthodontist and associate professor at Osaka University. Today, I would like to share my experience at this program. First of all, I would like to share my motivation to join this program. Japan has a serious problem regarding gender gaps. Japan ranks very low on every measure of gender equality. In 2018, there is a news that several medical schools in Japan had artificially reduced the number of the female students by changing test scores for female applicants over the years. At that time, this news was shocking for me, but more shockingly, our men colleagues told me it was inevitable because women stopped working after having their babies. Then I suddenly realized that women in Japan face institutional barriers to working in a field that had long been dominated by men. Back in my field, here is a list of full professors of orthodontics in Japan. As you can see, of the 31 institutions, only one is female. This is the comparison related to the gender distribution of dental school faculty by country. Japan is the worst rank and only 4% occupies full professor jobs. Obviously, there are big gender gaps. The situation made me feel women cannot move forward. So my purpose for participating in this program was twofold. The first was to communicate with women academic leaders to learn about situations in different countries. The second one was to find the next steps so that I can survive this difficult situation. As a result, this program worked very well for my purposes. In this program, I decided to peer mentoring with my peer as leader because we both happen to be orthodontists. Because we both understand the issues in this field, we thought it would be a good opportunity to listen to each other and promote ourselves. We are able to share some situations that are common among female clinicians. For example, we pursued into teaching positions by universities because teaching positions cannot be valued in our field. So we propose that we can make the education to the publication. And as research, we also talked about gender equality in each country and compare the situation among them. This is very exciting and helpful for us. Azrina is very professional and able to get things done. And I think we both learned a lot from each other. Also learned that my thought what typical women tended to have after the lecture on imposter syndrome in this program. To find the next step, then this knowledge is very useful for me. Thus, the most important lesson taken away from this program were knowledge is important, change with small steps, and networking helps women. Application to this program was a very small step, but a big change. Because the number of the women academics is very few, especially in Japan, worldwide networking is crucial for me. Thanks to continuous encouragement in this program, this September, I could be awarded first place in Dean's Research Prize in the dental school. And as for my plans as the alumnus, I have already talked to the 2 board members of my university about the situation in other countries. And I believe this helps promote gender equality in the university. Further, I currently helping a group of female researchers at Osaka University, and I would like to promote gender equality at the university through mutual connection. So here is my conclusion. A small step may change the situation in academics. The most important thing is to connect with other women researchers and help each other. I learned that both mentee and mentors benefit greatly from connecting. I expect this network to grow larger and in the next cohort. Thank you, organizers, for organizing this wonderful program, especially Kimberly. Thank you so much. And I deeply thank you, my mentee Azrina, for our friendship. And congratulations to all mentors and mentees of program on your accomplishment. We can stay connecting each other and let us change women's situation in academics. Again, congratulations and thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Tanikawa. It was really, great remarks. Thank you so much. I appreciate the slides you showed at the beginning to show, why this program is important, what the situation is in your country. And that's just one snapshot, right? But I think it shows the real need for this type of program. And so I appreciate you grounding us in that. And for sharing about the connections that you made with your mentee. It sounds like there was some really fruitful discussions. And I think that the small steps can lead to big changes. I think that's something that we should all take away from today, because it's with small steps that we get there, right? So thank you so much for your remarks. And next, I am going to introduce your mentee, Dr. Juan Hassan. Dr. Juan Hassan is an associate professor at the Department of Pediatric Dentistry, University Malaya, Kuala Lumpur. She graduated with a Bachelor of Dentistry from the University of Wales College of Medicine and obtained her Master of Dental Science and Orthodontics from Cardiff University. She has been teaching at University Malaya since 2010. She was the head of department before going on her sabbatical leave, and she is currently the coordinator for the orthodontics postgraduate program at her department. So I will now turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Kimberly, for the nice introduction. I would like to say good morning to everybody, and welcome, especially the third cohort for the APRU program. Hello again to especially to Chihiro, my mentor. I would like to share my views of this program. Hope that it will be an inspiration for the next cohort. So for me, the APWiL mentoring program is a very good platform for female academics to share their views, especially on the issues of gender inequality, and learn about the strategies to negotiate her ways within the society, particularly in places where patriarchy predominates. I've learned from the excellent talks that you have all have organized by distinguished speakers, and they were very insightful for me to learn about having the courage to create opportunities for myself and also to help other female academics realize their own potential. For me, the highlight of this program is actually made me realize about the different levels of gender inequality experienced by many female academics across the world. Here in Malaysia, it's more like something that's culturally ingrained, where we feel that we have to take more roles at home and at the same time juggling with work. But when I've met Chihiro, I learned from my mentor that in her country, opportunity for career progression was much more of a struggle for female academics, as higher posts are silently reserved for male academics. So what do? We use this APWiL mentoring program to make opportunities for each other. So as Chihiro has mentioned, we try to create international collaborations. We start off a research on dental education where we added points on finding out about the gender inequalities in other countries, such as in the United Kingdom and Egypt. I wanted to do more to help her so that she can have something that's international that can be shown when she applied for promotion later. So we decided to go for a grant collaboration, and just so happened that there was an opening for an internal grant at University Malaya. So we applied together and I invited her to be my external collaborator. Just like to share with Chihiro, I haven't told her yet, but a few days ago, our grant has been shortlisted. So hopefully everybody will cheer for me because I will be pitching a 5-minute pitch in 2 weeks' time. So I'm quite nervous for that, and hopefully we can get this grant. And also, I'm also actually been working with the National Ministry of Health on a national clinical guideline, practice guideline on the management of obstructive sleep apnea. And Chihiro has kindly become our external reviewer, and hopefully it will be published next year. So this is a major breakthrough for our country because we're going to have our own national guideline. So for the next cohort, I'm just going to share with you my most important lesson from this program. I learned about courage. And before this program, I was always holding myself back with any of my intentions to progress in my career. I listened to the talks and the discussions I had with my mentor, and made me realize that my behavior was very typical of many females academics within the program. We tend to feel that we're not good enough to pursue higher effort, and we keep holding ourselves back because we're worried how this may affect caring for me, it's caring for my family, especially I've got 3 small children. But during this program, I was on sabbatical leave. It made me think. So I decided to give it a try. I just did what they have advised, do what the men do. I just applied for promotion and see how it goes, see what the outcome. I also registered for PhD by prior publication. And I'm happy to share that I have finished my thesis and submitted my thesis last August, and I'm waiting to be called for my viva. And so how do I plan to support myself in the future? I think that it's made me realize that female academics tend to work alone in isolation, because we think that we have to struggle with home commitments. And actually it's something that everybody has. And we need to be more open to other female colleagues' struggles and try to strike a balance between the need to achieve at work and also have a harmonious family environment. So I plan to assist colleagues to do like activities such as joint research and encourage for our system to have a more career progression that for the junior members, so it will cater for a balance between work and harmonious family environment. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all that. I feel like you have so much good news to share. That was like such a high. So excited to hear about your collaborations, the shortlisting of your grants, submitting your thesis. That's all so awesome. I think that's I feel like you're a snapshot of the connections that happen in this program. So thank you for sharing all of those. And I also think it's important what you highlighted about courage and also about realizing that like you're not the only one feeling a lot of these things, right? Like you said, I think sometimes we hold ourselves in isolation and we think that we're the only ones dealing with these issues. And hopefully what this program brings is that a lot of us are facing the same issues about work-life balance, about holding ourselves back sometimes, and it's important to recognize that we're not alone, and that as Dr. Tanikawa was saying, you know, we need to network, we need to work together and come together. And I think that that's a really important part of this program. So thank you. Did you want to say something? You unmuted.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would like to thank, the APWiL too for organizing this. And I hope that for those of you who's in the third cohort, please do take the opportunities. Even it's a small step, like Chihara said, it may take you to the bigger chance later, and do try. It is inspirational to be in this group.
So thank you so much. It's so great to hear. So I would like us to give a round of applause to our speakers, our second cohort speakers. I think that they really showed a breadth of the program. I love that we had like great regional diversity in those who volunteered. So thank you for volunteering. It was great to hear those different perspectives. That's so much of what this program is about. So thank you. And now I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Chelsea Haas, who you've been hearing about a bit. She is an experiential and intercultural programs coordinator at UC Davis and my fellow APWiL mentoring program manager.
Thank you, Kimberly, and thank you so much to everyone who shared their experiences and shared also in chat, because we're just starting to hear from you in your testimonials and seeing it in the mentoring agreement. So we really love this opportunity to come together and hear from you all directly. So really great that we have such a wonderful turnout today. So thank you so much. We really wanted to use this graduation ceremony to really highlight everyone. And although we couldn't have everyone speak because we do have such a large group, we've put together a video to recognize everyone who has participated this past year. And so we'd like to use this time now to share that with you all. Kimberly is going to get it set up, and so please bear with us for a moment as there is both audio and a video to watch. It's about 5 to 7 minutes long. So thank you so much for participating. Thank you everyone so much for joining us and watching that video. And thank you to congratulations to all of the second cohort participants. I do realize that there were some really great testimonials in that video, and we will be sharing out the recording of that to everyone who's here today, as well as everyone who's registered, so that you can take a deeper look at that after this. But I really like to take a moment, if you could please join me in giving a big congratulations and round of applause to all of our second cohort participants. We have here our list of mentors. So thank you so much and congratulations. And also to all of our mentees. Thank you so much. And again, for all of your engagement, your dedication to yourselves over the past year, to the program, to gender and equity, both near and far. At this time, I would like to invite everyone. It seems like people are already doing this in the chat, but if you would like to take a moment and share a comment in celebration of everyone who is graduating from our second cohort of the program. Thank you. There's some really great comments in here, and big congratulations to everyone. We are really kind of in shock. I think that the program is coming to a close. It's been a really wonderful year. But now that you are becoming alumni of the program, we really would like to invite you to stay engaged with the program as we get ready to kick off the third cohort. Please be on the lookout for an invitation to join our APWiL mentoring program Slack channel. We also invite you to stay connected and stay involved in our upcoming seminars and workshops over the course of the next year, as well as other opportunities. Our first opportunity for our alumni to join will be a seminar in December. And then if you haven't already, please remember to complete and submit your end of year reviews to both Kimberly and myself, and be on the lookout for an evaluation that will be coming out tomorrow, very likely, so that we can hear a little bit more directly from you on different elements of the program, what it was like as a participant, so that we can continue to emphasize those areas that people are really finding impactful and continuing to improve the program overall. And so with that, I would like to give one final congratulations to everyone, and thank you to everyone who joined us today. It's been a really wonderful program, and thank you so much again.
And again, thank you so much to the team. It's a really collective effort, and I know without it would have not happened. So Kimberly, Chelsea, Anya, Jackie, Adriana, Yvonne, Sabrina, Renata, the whole crew. But thank you again, and we're looking forward to our next cohort and next event. And on that note, I guess we will say goodbye to everyone. But if you want to stay for a few more minutes and chit chat or ask questions, this is an opportunity. We were so organized that we actually have a couple more minutes.
No, our speakers really stuck to time, so thank you.
I know, we were very, very, very organized. All right. Then Sabrina, enjoy your time, wherever you're going to be.
Well, thank you very much for all those kind words. And I hope I can still stay in touch with those in Davis, because I'll only be just under 2 hours away.
Good.
And I'll be back in Asia, hopefully once a year.